Han er manden, der kan få børn over hele verden til at spise gulerødder og gå tidligt i seng. Islandske Magnus Scheving er tidligere topatlet, men har i dag skabt sig en karriere som iværksætter, især med sit tv-show Lazy Town, hvor han selv spiller hovedrollen, en superhelt, der lever sundt. Welcome, Magnus Scheving.
Yeah, tak.
You've said in interviews that 20 years ago you got the vision that you wanted to move kids, families, the whole world in a more healthy direction.
Yeah.
How did you get from that vision to putting on a superhero costume and creating your own TV show with yourself as a main character?
I basically was thinking like, how can education about healthy lifestyle be entertaining? Is it doable? Because I thought like movement was boring. It was like and I saw also it was a rising that obesity problem was going to be huge. In 20 years it was going to be catastrophic in many countries. So I wanted to do something that kids would turn things into a game. So they didn't know they were moving and they would be healthy. So we would try to make something. So I was thinking in my home, how can I do it? How can I really motivate kids? And I found out kids really want to imitate. They don't want to imitate cartoon characters. They want to imitate live people. They want to move. They use sounds, and etc., etc. So I created a town called Lazy Town and a superhero called Sporgus. And he's a superhero with no superpowers at all. He eats healthy and he moves and he walks on his hands and jumps and Lazy Town is basically built from. I went to more than 50 countries to test Lazy Town before I made it, and I spoke to thousands of parents and kids, and I found out parents are exactly the same wherever you go. When you want to raise healthy kids, you want your kids to be safe and educated. You want your kids to don't be stingy. You want your kids to share things. You don't want them to lie and cheat. You want them to eat something healthy and move regularly, etc. Don't watch TV too much, etc. But kids are the same. They also, wherever you go, they love to move. If you say something, they would move. Yes, let's go. They will be happy. So if your kid doesn't move, there is something wrong. So I want to create this together, something that program would have value for parents, so they can say, this helps me to raise healthy kids without telling them what to do. So in Lazy Town, we never tell kids what to do. We motivate them to move more or run faster or eat something healthy and do push-up in one arm or whatever.
And Lazy Town has become the super brand that has also given you access to political leaders all over the world. You worked closely with Michelle Obama in her Let's Move campaign. How do you use these accesses to political leaders in your business life?
What's interesting about Lazy Town is it's a kid show, and of course you play a superhero in a costume, and it's strange. And then one day you go and speak to world leaders around the world, and because they are seeing now that they have challenges, and Lazy Town started campaign 20 years ago about this. So when they saw something Lazy Town was working, this is working. Their kids are actually eating healthy. We increase sales of fruit and vegetables in some countries 20% in a campaign we did. And they saw, it's working, why is it working? So they called me up and asked me to help, either in Change for Life in UK or Michelle Obama, and I went to the White House and I did commercial with her, and we did a soccer foundation, like football, in 25 cities in the United States and in Chile and around the world. And what's quite interesting is that we are using then Lazy Town to be a front, because we can reach to kids. So politicians can speak and have the limelight, but we can reach to the kids. We can physically go to 60,000 kids and move. It's easy.
This is one of my favorite ways to get active. Try it, Chica. It's fun, Chica, and active play every day helps keep you healthy and strong.
And this gives you the energy to do it.
Let's move!
And you're also in the country to kind of help Danish entrepreneurs, or at least you're going to talk at a conference for Danish entrepreneurs. What is your key message to them?
Yeah, I'm going to Horsens. I'm going there tomorrow. And basically what's interesting, I come from a very small country called Iceland, and even smaller town. There was 500 people in my town, and was 8 kids in my class. So, and when you came up with an idea in that town, everybody said you cannot do it. You cannot really leave this town. And I really wanted to do something, and I believed in the idea, and I believe that it's possible to motivate entrepreneurs to create an idea. And what we need in the world right now is new ideas. We don't really need more money. We need more new ideas. And when I say new ideas, we need to think differently. We need to change how we think. Like profit. Is profit only what's left in your bank account after you've paid everything? That's not, for me, that's not a profit. Profit is when, how much impact did your company have on the society, or did it change the world, or did it have impact on the health of people, or did it create jobs, or did it do something good for the community? So I think that's what we're going to speak about, to take entrepreneurs somewhere in Jutland and tell them, to inspire them, okay guys, what should we do? Danes are pretty good at this. They have always been.
But as you mentioned, people were very skeptical of your idea, Lazy Town, in the beginning. Did you ever doubt yourself, and if this was a good idea, if this was a good direction for you?
Absolutely. Every other day maybe. But the thing is, what I believe, basically, and I totally believe that to be good at something you need 10,000 hours. To be good at something, that's about 7 years. And I think you cannot look at things as a mistake. If your vision is a circle, and you see a circle, and you hire people to do a circle, maybe they do a ring who doesn't look like a ring, and that's the first year, and the second year it looks a little bit, and then in the end, in 16 years, it's a circle.
As you mentioned, you sold the rights to your show, and you've taken off the superhero costume just a couple of months ago. You shot the last episode with you as the main character. So where do you go from here?
It's interesting. I said to myself, because I think entrepreneurs need to know when to exit. Because, and I said to myself, I've been 22 years in this, almost 30 years since I started to have lectures and et cetera, et cetera. But I didn't want to be in the costume longer than 50. So I said to myself, I'm going to get out of the costume when I was 50. So I sold the company and got out of the costume 10th of November, actually 2 months after I was 50. And because I didn't want to be like Elvis, too long in the costume. I said, no, I want to get out of it. But still, now I'm motivating people around the world. I have lectures around the world about entrepreneurs, about health, for doctors, or for public health, or for governments, and helping government around the world.
Yeah, because that was going to be my last question. I did a Google search on you before you came into the studio, and up came a lot of pictures of you eating carrots and a lot of these kind of healthy images. Don't you ever feel like your image is so political correct? I mean, could you eat a Big Mac or a Mars bar in public?
It's a very good question, and it's difficult for me to answer. The correct political answer will be no, of course I don't do it. But it's not correct. And I'm not really allowed to say it, but it's not correct. I have always struggled with my life to try to be in balance. And I do my best, like everybody else. Yeah, I try and do the same. And I try to follow that rule, that if you do too much on this side, you have to go on the other side. So I think to get a hamburger now and then is fine, in my mind. I think it's healthy. And because I think you're healthy when you have choices, you're healthy if the economy is in balance, then it's healthy. If your health is in balance, it means that you have choices, you can run, you can walk, you can sometimes have maybe red wine. I think then you're healthy.
I hope you keep in balance. Thank you for coming, Magnus Scheving.
Thank you.